I'm about to list the 13 best teenage rappers right now. Well, complexes. If you want to know what's my best 13, stay to the end and I got you. Starting at number 13, we got Ian.
Can't choose what color I'm feeling today. Thank God it's a two-tone watch.
I'm not too familiar with the kid's music, but I have seen him circulating. Plus, he had Marshawn Lynch in the music video, so I get it. He's at number 13. Although Ian's at number 13, he has one of the highest listeners per month on Spotify, so that one was kind of a head scratcher for me, not gonna lie. At number 12, Cash to Me. I probably botched his name, I know. Again, he's somebody that I'm not familiar with at all, but I did give his music a go and thought it was alright. And he has about 850,000 Spotify listeners per month, which that's a solid number. At number 11, Tana.
I said fuck a hater, keep it playing.
And for the third person in a row is somebody that I wasn't really familiar with, but I did listen to the music and it took a little bit to get warmed up to, but it was alright. Not sure if I'll add it to my playlist just yet. I might get warmed up to the music a little bit more, but again, it was alright. Coming in at number 10 is Shay.
My name tatted, if you fucking with me like you say.
Or She. I don't really know how to say his name to be honest, but number 10. And he comes in with about 630,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Kind of seems like we're going lower, so I'm not sure exactly how complex graded these, but again, my list will be at the end. At number 9, Shy G's.
Oh, you like it? Run him over. Fuck the cell block. I'm the owner.
Now this is somebody I'm familiar with, being that this is a New York artist. I didn't listen to his music very much, but I've heard his music a lot, if you get my drift. Shy G's comes in with about 1,100,000 monthly listeners. That makes sense. Number 9, well deserved. Could be a little higher in my opinion. At number 8, and I know I'm finna botch this name. I don't really know how to say it, but I'll give it a try. Tudestrial?
It's like I know I'm going up, but I gotta stay down.
I don't know. Here he is. At number 8, and he comes in with 181,000 monthly listeners. Now again, we just had the number 9 at 1,100,000, and then the number 8 is at 180,000. It does seem like but the music wasn't bad at all. At number 7, Sugar Hill D-Dot.
In Miami, walking through the clubs, got a body, she ready to fuck.
A lot of you guys will probably think he deserves to be higher, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. But again, that could be a little bit of bias in there because I knew of him and know of him, unlike some of the other people on this list. But Sugar Hill D-Dot comes in with about 1,120,000 monthly listeners. Well deserved to be on this list. At number 6, in my opinion, this person should be way higher. My list will reflect that. 310 Baby.
Not the one who made the rules. Left, right.
Now, why I think he should be way higher is, out of everybody on this list, he's one of the only ones to have a mainstream hit. Like, everybody knew it. Or at least everybody was doing a dance at one point or another.
Left, do it, right, do it, left.
That's kind of a big deal. He comes in with about 4,770,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So his numbers back it up. At number 5, which I've done previous videos on her, Star Bandz. She's somebody that's just climbing the ranks. She comes in with 980,000 monthly Spotify listeners. At number 4, Baby Kia.
B12 parking down that street, you know that bitch type pull off smashing.
Now he's someone that I heard of a lot, but never really heard his music until now, of course. He comes in with 1,200,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so well deserved. At number 3, we got Net Spend. Now this is someone I knew nothing about, so naturally I was intrigued, like, who's this? The article on Complex was kind of giving him backhanded compliments, but they were highlighting that with him, it's either you love him or you hate him. There's no in between. Someone's going as far as to say he's the Fortnite rapper for the youth today, which that's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. He comes in with about 780,000 monthly listeners, so why he got a number 3 spot, you ask? Well, again, it's not my list. Osama. At number 2, definitely well deserved, and with a fan base like his, I kind of thought he'd be number 1, but number 2, well deserved. He comes in with 1,200,000 monthly listeners, and I know you're about to listen to him again, so go ahead and do that. Before I get to number 1, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you like music like I do, if you think anybody else should be on the list. Now, at number 1, Lil Tyler.
I Stephen Curry, roll the gas up in the bar. They got my vision.
He's also someone that I am very familiar with, name-wise, and he's someone that a lot of people asked me to interview. Never came to fruition yet, but might just have him on the show. He holds down the number 1 spot with about 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I think he's the first one out of these young teenagers who's going on a tour. Now he's bringing Sugar Hill D-Dot and Star Bandz with him. Might be bringing some other young acts with him as well. And I meant like a national tour. Now I did tell you I was gonna give you my list, and I'll list it out of these 13. But before I do show you this list, a notable mention that I think could have been on this list easily, well, I'll name 2. 1, Lil Mabu, and 2, Lil Tony. I think both of those artists could have easily been on this list. I'm not gonna say who they should replace, but I do think both of them could have been on this list nonetheless. The numbers support that. Anyhow, if I made this list, this is how I will order the 13 best teenage rappers today. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments. Who would you have as number 1? Who should be number 13? Who shouldn't even be on the list? Anyhow, I appreciate you, how you appreciate music with K.